Hey guys, it's me, Regressive46, and welcome back to another LEGO review that I honestly really wish I had a backdrop for. This is LEGO Architecture Set 21026, Venice, Italy. Oh, as you can tell, it's obviously a city in Italy. I always have these instruction manuals on hand since I can rarely memorize the number of, I guess, set. That's why I always have the boxes in the background. My adopted brother was playing with this stuff recently, so that's why it's all out. And there's even the Lego stuff they let me do a review on. But anyway, obviously Venice is a city in Italy that's built on a whole bunch of islands. It's actually really famous for that. And I'll read you from this instruction book. Built on over 100 islands in a marshy lagoon at the edge of the Adriatic Sea, Venice has a skyline that rises from the water that create a unique architectural experience. There are no roadways or cars in the historic city. Instead, 177 canals, crossed over by 400 bridges, give access to innumerable narrow, maze-like alleys and squares. While the origin of the city dates back over 1,500 years, the golden age of Venice occurred during the late Middle Ages and Renaissance periods when it became one of the most powerful republics in the Eastern Mediterranean. Today, the city is facing major challenges, including gradual subsidence, I think you pronounce it, flooding, and problems caused by its popularity as a tourist destination. More than 60,000 people visit Venice every day, more than the population of the city itself, putting pressure on the city to accommodate these guests while maintaining a unique nature and identity. Oh, sheesh. I thought Machu Picchu had maybe Lego would do a Machu Picchu. That'd actually be really cool. Now, this is the Rialto Bridge. I don't know Italian all that well. I couldn't even pronounce Bisurgi. I suck at foreign languages. I mean, well, if it's German, I could probably pronounce it correctly, but anything else, just no. So anyways, this thing is pretty much just mirror it. Like, this thing's only meant to face one way. That's why I have a whole bunch of them on top of my shelf. I'm gonna read the history here. The Rialto Bridge, Ponte de Rialto. I'm just butchering this. I'm sorry, just, a whole bunch of my viewers come from Europe, so if you would, please tell me in the comments how badly I'm butchering it. Anyway, spans the Grand Canal at the heart of the historic city. Built between 1588 and 1591, it replaced earlier wooden bridges that had linked the districts of San Marco and San Polo since the 12th century. When the last wooden bridge collapsed in 1524, several projects were considered before the city authorities requested plans for a stone bridge in 1551. The architect Antonio de Ponte competed with illustrious competitors such as Michelangelo and Palladio before winning the contract. His single-span design with a 24-foot, 7.5 arc included 3 walkways, 2 along the outer edges, and a wider central walkway between the two rows of small shops. The entire structure was built on some 12,000 wooden pilings that still support the bridge over 400 years later. Yeah, and that's an actual picture of it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to keep reading these, or if you're just okay with just looking at the page. The bridge's size. Which one is this one? Oh, it's probably this one. Yeah, this is the most basic one that I have ever built. And I am glad. Because most of the time, like 45% of the time that you're building these things, it's always on just the one big central structure. Like for me, it was this one. For Berlin, it was the whoop. And I probably just messed around with the lighting on my camera. That's just great. With Berlin, it was just the biggest building in all the architecture sets you see. It's gonna be the one that takes you the longest. Not this one, since it actually took me like 20 seconds to actually build that. But anyways, the bridge's size. The bridge's size, Ponte, I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce that, is an enclosed bridge constructed in... What the heck? Okay, there was something on my chair. Constructed in white limestone that passes over the Rio de Plazo, connecting the old city prison to the interrogation rooms in the new it's probably not how it's gonna be pronounced, but I'm just gonna say Doge, because that's actually... Yeah, I messed around with the lighting on the camera. Doge Palace, designed by Antonio the nephew of Antonio de Ponte, who created the Rialto Bridge. Oh, so... Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. Alright. The bridge was completed in 1602. The bridge's romantic name is thought to refer to the size of convicts as they saw their last view of Venice before being taken to their prison cells. In reality, very little of the city could be seen through the stone grills covering the windows, and the majority of the prisoners at that time were small-time convicts. Okay, I gotta pause this real quick because the camera... Why is it that every single time I try to pause a video, I end up cutting it off? Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to end up putting this and the last recording together. But anyway, this is St. Mark's Campanile. As one of the tallest structures in the city, St. Mark's I'm not even gonna bother now. Is one of Venice's most recognizable symbols. From here, a visitor has an incredible view of the city and the lagoon, as well as the Italian Alps in the distance. Wait, you can see the Alps from there? Like, I've seen where Venice is on the map. I don't think you should really be able to see that far. But then again, I live in the United States, where you can literally drive 1,000 miles and still be in the same country. So, what do I know? The 323-foot, 98.6 meter bell tower stands alone in the corner of St. Mark's Square, near the front entrance to the bell. That thing. The brick structure is about 39 feet, 12 meters wide on each side, and 160 feet, 50 meters tall, upon which sits a belfry housing 5 bells. The spire caps the tower with a golden weather vane on the top. That's a weather vane? Huh. Dang, this lighting. So the design of the is from the 16th century. The tower itself was completely rebuilt in 1912 after the original collapsed in 1902. The inauguration of the new tower occurred exactly 1,000 years after the foundation of the original tower was laid. Well, that's one thing to be proud of Italy. Too bad in 1912 there was a gathering storm, and then 2 years after that, World Wars came along. St. Mark's Basilica. which should be this thing. St. Mark's Basilica, and there's another name that I cannot pronounce, is the most famous church in Venice and the best known example of the city's unique Italo-Byzantine architecture. Built to house the relics of Mark the Why do I even try? Little is known about the original church buildings, but the current structures thought to have been constructed between 1073 and 1093. The basilica is laid out in the design of a Greek cross, and the tallest of the 5 domes reach 141 feet, 43 meters in height. While the layout of the church has remained consistent over the centuries, the decoration of the inside and outside of the church has changed greatly. Venice's involvement in crusades and conquests saw mosaics, columns, and friezes from all over the Mediterranean added to the original opulent golden mosaic interior. Outside, the exterior brickwork has gradually recovered with marble cladding and carvings of Venetian vessels returned with the spoils of war and trade. The symbol of wealth and power in the Venetian Republic, St. Mark's Basilica still remains one of the city's most impressive landmarks today. So, that's it. Finally, I don't really want to keep pronouncing these names. I also got Shanghai, so that'll be slightly less embarrassing to try and pronounce. St. Theodore and the Lion of Venice's columns. So it's these two, which I'm 99% sure I'm making them face the wrong way. Nope, facing the right way. So one of them has a miniature Lego figure on it, and another one just has a 1x1 clip piece. 2 granite columns stand guard at the entrance to St. Mark's Square. On top of the western column is a statue of St. Theodore, the first patron of the city. Here he holds a spear, and his foot rests upon a crocodile, representing the dragon he was said to have slain. On the eastern column stands the winged dragon of Venice, the symbol of the second patron of the city, St. Mark. Both columns are believed to have been erected in about 1268, and it is believed that the city executed and convicted criminals between the two columns in days gone by. In this day, superstitious Venetians avoid walking between this pair of columns. And my camera wandered off, because when I'm trying to read something, my camera work goes bonkers. Makes me wonder, why wouldn't you walk between those? And then basically, this is just the entire thing with just in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so anyway, yeah, that's Venice. In all honesty, it's a really nice set, albeit pretty small. And I mean, they try to fit at least 5 buildings in this thing. I think this one's actually the smallest one I've ever built. I'm gonna have to edit this one. I used to have an editing program on my phone, but now it's gone, and now I have to reinstall it, and I can't remember the name of it, and that's gonna take a bit. So this one might be going up a little bit late. Yeah, a little bit late. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. You can just check out my channel if you want to see more of these reviews, or even some of my mocks. See what else. I've never reviewed that one, but I'm not going to. I already lost most of the minifigures for that one, and I was asked to build up for another person. Same with that, but they allowed me to review it. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. It honestly really helps the channel out, gets it noticed. You can join my Discord if you want. Links in the channel description, or at least it should be there. and I'll try to upload the Shanghai video as soon as I can. But right now it's 2:10 in the morning. So, yeah, this is what summer vacation does to me, folks. Crap, it's almost 10 minutes. Over 10 minutes, I mean, goodbye.